Hi everybody, welcome to Oxford News This Week. I'm Terry Stiles sitting in for Jim Hughes. And this week, a book to help those headed to the dentist, Behind the Lens, Four Corners North, and in our last story, How Sweet It Is. All that and more, the Oxford News begins right now. It was exhaustion that caused a three-car crash before the Memorial Day weekend. According to Oxford Village Police, a 60-year-old Columbiaville woman was injured after flipping her car at the First Street curve on M24. Witnesses say the cause of the flip was a northbound car crossing the line when a 58-year-old driver fell asleep at the wheel. His car then ran into a 48-year-old Oxford driver who then hit the Columbiaville resident, causing her car to flip. While the First Street curve is a place where drivers need to use extreme caution, officials warn not to get behind the wheel if you're too tired to drive. Good advice. Overgrown bushes and dying trees are an eyesore in the alley between the old Atchison's building and Lurie's Pet Paradise. People say it's going to the dogs, so the Downtown Development Authority jumped on board and applied for a Michigan Municipal League grant to create a dog alley, a space for canines and humans to meet and mingle. The Bridge Builders Micro Grant offers small, one-time grants for creative projects in an MML member community such as Oxford. The grant is designed to be collaborative among neighbors, artists, business owners, elected officials, and more. The Main Street Micro Grant provides up to $5,000 for such projects. Oxford has made it to the final stage with 9 other Michigan community projects. Good luck. Summer's here, and the Oxford Village Downtown Development Authority has a ton of activities planned. According to DDA Executive Director Kelly Westbrook, June 14th is Ladies' Night. It's back downtown, and businesses will have specials targeted to ladies with the theme of sip, shop, and stroll and enjoy. On June 22nd, it's a big day in Oxford, and downtown Lake Orion together will kick off their award-winning Summer Stronger Together program with a summer social. The Downtown Trolley Express runs every Friday and Saturday in June, offering free rides from Oxford to Lake Orion from 5 to 8 p.m. In downtown Oxford, the fun starts in the morning from 10 o'clock to 5 p.m. with specials and deals offered by businesses for the sidewalk stroll. The open-air farmers market starts at the Washington Square, and it's open for the season from 4 to 7 p.m. The season runs through August 17th. Also, on Thursday nights, music in Centennial Park starts at 5:30 with a bucket drumming session until 6:15 p.m. The family fun activities are presented by Red Piano Music Studio. The first of 9 Thursday night concerts in Centennial Park is from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Uptown All-Stars are kicking it off. There will be balloons, animals, balloon animals, face painting, popcorn, and games, and crafts for kids, all free of charge. Cotton candy and sick pizza will be for sale in the park starting at 5:30 p.m. And then on June 22nd, 23rd, and 25th, downtown Oxford businesses will have a sidewalk stroll from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. That sounds fun. Sometimes you just have to take matters into your own hands and invent it yourself. And that's what Amanda Krompetz discovered a few years back. In 2018, the mother of two and part-time dental hygienist wanted to bring a book to a baby shower and wanted it to be a dental one, because then they would have to think about her when they read it. Because she couldn't find one that she liked, coupled with her son, who was 5, and her 2-year-old daughter wanting an interactive book, she created an interactive dental book. Krompetz said that the process was a long one between learning how to be a freelance writer from online websites, creating the story and finding a graphics designer, an illustrator, and publisher. But last month, it was all worth it because the interactive book she created was chosen to receive the Hearts of Hands Award from the Registered Dental Hygienist magazine, which celebrates those with a passion for the dental hygiene profession. In July, Krompetz will be flown to Nashville to receive her award. Congratulations. At the end of the month, a handful of volunteers showed up at the end of last month, a handful of volunteers showed up at the Seymour Lake Community Garden in temperatures above 80 degrees to help Gardens coordinator and Parks and Recs employee Dawn Medici plant the garden. With the help of a $10,000 grant in 2021 from 4 County Community Foundation, the Community Garden Harvest has helped feed local residents through the Emmanuel Congregational Church on Wednesday's free meals, the Meals on Wheels, Hope Seniors Apartments, and Lake Point Community Church Veterans Ministry. Many of the plants planted from last week were grown from seeds donated from Tractor Supply Company. Flats of plants, potatoes, and onion sets were donated by Harvest Time Farm Market. And this past Sunday, Scout Brandon Harris, he's an going for his Eagle Scout, built trellises for the garden as part of his Eagle Scout project. To volunteers that want to register, you should register online, but also call Parks and Recs at 248-628-1720, and their online address is oxparksrecs.org. In recognition of employees' commitment to workforce development and collaborative relationships with the Oxford County, Michigan Works, Barron Industries of Oxford and its employee Dakota King were recently honored with an Impact Award from the Michigan Works Association. Celebrating its 100th anniversary this year, Barron is a family-owned global manufacturer of precision cast parts, machined components, and complete assemblies for customers in the aerospace, defense, automotive, oil and gas, and nuclear, medical, and other industries. Barron began working with Oakland County, Michigan Works in 2018 when the company needed help in filling several skilled trade positions and launched an on-the-job training program. To date, 17 people have been hired and trained through the program for positions as casting and molding technicians, mold technicians, finishing specialists, and other roles. In 2021, Barron joined the Oakland County Business Resource Network, which provided employees with a success coach to help them overcome challenges that can act as a barrier to sustainable long-term employment. Last year, Barron launched a U.S. Department of Labor registered apprenticeship program for CNC machinists. Barron has participated in the State of Michigan Going Pro Talent Fund, receiving grants totaling $137,000 over the last 2 years to retain current staff members and hire and train new workers. The company also received a Regional Talent innovation grant of $10,000 to train 8 employees. Dakota King, 25, joined Barron's on the job training program in 2021 and has interest in the skilled trades and started working in the company's foundry operation. Last year, he took an additional responsibility at Barron's, which he went into operations, which included a wage increase for the cross-trained utility employee. That's pretty cool. Congratulations, Barron and Mr. King, for all the hard work that they do. And so the next story, behind the scenes or behind the lens, comes from the North Oakland East Historical Museum, which is located here in Oxford. And that story is from a 1956 story, and that's coming up.
Canine Stray Rescue is Oxford's own local dog rescue. Call them at 248-628-0435 or go to their website dogsaver.org and click on the Canine Stray Rescue League link.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome to this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and these stories are taken from Automotive News. In our first story, Ford Motor Company is recalling more than 125,000 crossovers and trucks in the U.S. due to the risk of an engine compartment fire, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration website showed on June 6th. The recall, which expands on a similar recall from a year earlier, covers some Escape and Lincoln Corsair crossovers and Maverick compact pickup trucks, manufactured between 2020 and 2023, equipped with 2.5-liter hybrid/plug-in hybrid motors. In the event of an engine failure, engine oil and fuel vapor may be released into the engine compartment and accumulate near ignition sources such as hot engine or exhaust components, possibly resulting in an engine compartment fire, NHTSA said. Ford initially recalled 100,000 Escape Corsairs and Mavericks in the U.S. in July of 2022 after identifying 23 reports globally of a fire or smoke after a suspected block or oil pan breach. Ford said on June 6 it had reports of at least 3 vehicles that suffered fires after getting the 2022 recall fix. Ford and NHTSA advise owners to park and shut off the engine if they hear unexpected engine noises, notice a reduction in vehicle power, or see smoke. Ford said the new recall fix is under development. And in additional recalls, the U.S. automaker also said it's recalling 142,000 Lincoln MKC crossovers in the country while it investigates the cause of underhood fires in the model. So far in 2023, Ford leads the auto industry with 27 recalls, totaling more than 3.1 million vehicles, NHTSA data shows. And now for something completely different. Michigan dairy farmers and a Canadian distillery plan to transform milk into a $41.1 million investment in biofuels. The Michigan Milk Producers Association, a farmer-owned cooperative of more than 1,000 dairy farmers with 2 processing plants in the state, created a joint venture with Dairy Distillery of Ontario, which produces a milk-based vodka called Vodcow. The venture plans to add onto a 30,000 square foot facility in southwestern Michigan so it can produce a byproduct called milk permeate into 2.2 million gallons of ethanol annually for use in cars and trucks starting in 2025. And that's a report by Crane's Detroit Business. And that amount of ethanol, when blended with gasoline, can offset 14,500 metric tons of carbon a year. By using technology developed by Dairy Distillery, which began turning milk permeate into vodka in 2018 and into hand sanitizer during the COVID-19 pandemic, Michigan dairy farmers hope to create more value for the milk being processed from their cows. There's only so much vodka people can drink, and there's so much of this stuff out there, Dairy Distillery founder Omid McDonald told TV station in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Well, he said, what other high-volume uses are out there? And that's when we started looking at biofuel. The milk byproduct will be piped directly from the milk processing plant into an 8,500 square foot ethanol plant, where it will be fermented using dairy distillery technology to produce ethanol. The ethanol will then be processed to remove any remaining water, and life is good for the dairy farmers. Well, that's it for this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny. Stay tuned to Oxford Community Television.
You budget. You pay bills.
Yet somehow, women like you, like me,
Are 80% more likely than men to live in poverty in retirement.
So here's what we're going to do now. We're going to save ourselves by setting a goal to save 2% more of our income for our retirement.
Why 2?
1% honors you.
And 1% honors all womankind.
So come on. Learn more about the 2% challenge at WeSaySaveIt.org.
Hi everyone, I'm Bill Lansdowne, retired chief of the San Diego Police Department. The first step to protecting your smartphone is to add a simple passcode lock on your phone. It's an important first line of defense. For all Android devices, follow these simple steps. Go to Apps, tap Settings, tap Security, tap Change Screen Lock.
Hi, welcome back to Oxford News This Week. I'm Terry Stiles, in for sports. In May, the Oxford girls softball team only had 10 games left in the OAA Red League. Hard-fought work now showed the ladies as champs in the division. Congratulations, girls. And don't go away. We'll be right back with Dave doing Auto Talk and Science in the News.
Canine Stray Rescue does just that. Rescue stray dogs for new families. But they need your help. Become a volunteer at Canine Stray Rescue League of Michigan. Take dogs for walks, help them socialize with others, and help them get adopted. Fill out an application and help a family add a new member today.
Welcome to Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny, and this story is taken from New Scientist. Modern flint knappers who practice making stone tools hurt themselves with surprising frequency. But injuries that today require stitches or a trip to the emergency room could have been a death sentence for an ancient stoneworker living in an era before modern medicine and antibiotics. Some of the flint knapper injuries reported in a first-of-its-kind survey can seem almost comical, with 2 people admitted to hitting themselves in the testicles and 1 person dropping a hammerstone on their own foot. More serious injuries involve broken bones, cuts to the bone, or even wounds that expose muscles or pulsing arteries, all suggesting that ancient humans potentially risk life and limb to craft cutting tools and weapons. It's way more dangerous than we anticipated. Even if you get 1 severe injury once in your life, the injuries that we recorded would put you out of commission, says Metin Aaron at Kent State University in Ohio. If you're exposing an artery in the Stone Age, that would affect you. Metin and his colleagues got detailed and sometimes graphic responses from 173 flint knappers in an extensive survey sent out to the community of people practicing stone toolmaking. Modern flint knapping carries a long tradition of humans making stone tools with sharp points and blades over the last 3 million years. Making stone tools involves holding a rock in one hand or in the lap while striking off flakes with another stone or tools made from deer antlers or wood. That is reflective in how cuts to the fingers and hands represented more than 30% of all reported injuries among modern flint knappers. But the survey also showed there's a lot of different ways to get hurt, says Aaron. For example, more than 20% of flint knappers reported having gotten sharp stone flakes in their eyes, even though such eye incidents made up just 5% of all reported injuries. The risk of an eye injury could have been even greater for ancient humans without the protective eyewear used by modern flint knappers. Modern flint knappers also reported injuring themselves frequently, with 34% saying they injured themselves often or very often. Another 13% said they injured themselves every time they practiced making stone tools. Almost a quarter of flint knappers said they had to seek professional medical attention for an injury. That percentage could have been higher if not for some respondents saying they should have gotten stitches, but instead they cleaned and glued their wounds on their own. The study shows an intrinsic risk of pretty serious injury in stoneworking and provides a useful baseline for future research, says John Shea at Stony Brook University in New York. But Shea also cautioned against assuming people in the past regularly incurred life-threatening or disabling injuries from making stone tools, such as hand axes and spear points. Unlike modern flint knappers who frequently practice making stone tools as a hobby, Shea pointed out that ancient humans could have produced enough stone tools for their family or group in just about an hour of focused work. If you and I were living in a pre-medicine world, we probably would not spend a lot of time banging razor-sharp rocks together, says Shea. We would want to do it as little as possible. Well, that's it for this edition of Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny.
Do you love local sports? Whether it's Oxford High School or Parks and Rec, you can buy copies of each game. To purchase your copy, call us at 248-628-9658 or give us an email at manager@occtv.org or talk to us at the next game. Hopefully we'll see you there.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hey, this is former Detroit Lion Rob Rubick and former Lapeer, Michigan school teacher. You're currently watching OCTV, Oxford Community Television. Enjoy it.
Hi, welcome back to Oxford News This Week. I'm Terry Stiles with our last story, How Sweet It Is. There's a new bakery in town, and it's called The Basic Baker. They held their soft opening last week, and they are located at 973 South Lapeer Road. The bakery offers a variety of cookies, scones, brownies, jumbo muffins, mini bundt cakes, and mini bread loaves. The Basic Baker prides itself on being a small batch bakery, meaning everything is prepared in small quantities, which allows the owners, Independence Township residents Eric and Nellie Laubel, to maintain a high level of quality. Nellie has been baking since she was a little girl. She learned from her mother, Patty. Opening a bakery marks the fulfillment of a lifelong dream for Nellie. The Basic Baker will hold a grand opening on Saturday, June 17th at 10 a.m. In the meantime, the bakery is open from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Tuesday through Friday, and from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday. To learn more, please visit the website, thebasicbaker.com, or you can call 248-207-8854. Okay, we want to thank everybody that's helped us get this news together, which is the Oxford Leader newspaper, and CJ Carnacchio. We get some of the news from his Facebook page at it's not necessarily his, Oxford, Charter Township of Oxford. Also, I want to thank CJ for all the pictures that we get from him. And with that, we're also going to thank Kyle, who had a lot of patience helping me put the news together this week, and Marissa Rushka, who edits the news together. I'm Terry Stiles, the manager of OCTV. You can catch our broadcast at Spectrum, channel 191, AT&T, channel 99. You can get us on Uverse. Oh, that's AT&T, right? You can get us on Facebook, YouTube, and Roku. So that's it for Oxford News this week. We'll see you next week.